Late night screen glow bright, YouTube streams rolling through the fight. Batman's brooding, Superman flies, Iron Man's tech, Wonder Woman's stride. Nerds unite tonight, all things nerdy in the spotlight. Movies, games, capes and fly. Nerds unite tonight. Nerds unite tonight. Spiderweb swinging, Captain Shield thrown, Disney dreams where the magic's grown. Pixel battles, stories unfold, drum flies loud, stories told. Hit play, hit pause, rewind, talking nerds, no need to find. Nerds unite tonight, all things nerdy in the spotlight. Movies, games, capes and fly. Nerds unite tonight. Heroes clash, villains fall, geeky hearts answer the call. Popcorn spills, controllers break, talking shop till the daylight wakes. Lights go down, screens ignite. Grab your gear, it's nerdy night. Pixel sparks, movie reels collide. The nerds doing nerd things. We're here, we're live, we bring the screams. Movies, games, the wildest dreams. The nerds doing nerd things. Controllers smash, popcorn flies. Critics clash, theories rise. Laugh or rage under neon skies. The nerds doing nerd things. We're here, we're live, we bring the screams. Movies, games, the wildest dreams. The nerds doing nerd things. The nerds doing nerd things. Push play, no pause, just ride. We'll take you deep inside where stories rule and pixels thrive. The nerds doing nerd things. The nerds doing nerd things. We're here, we're live, we bring the screams. Movies, games, the wild From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hey there, I'm John St. John, and you are watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast.
What's going on, nerds, and welcome to this week's episode of the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. We are concluding our Stranger Things series here on the channel with season 5. We're going to talk about all things spoilery. You guys have had a month. We gave you a month. We're going to talk about everything. So if you haven't seen it yet, save the video, come back, and let us know your thoughts on it. Because we're going to give you
AJ,
ours.
why are you upside down?
Not anymore.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. But, you might want to turn your phone around.
If I turned my phone around, we're all upside down.
Well, what's up, everybody? I know Will's going to have a lot of fun with this episode. Will, you were looking forward to this episode more than any of them just because of one thing. The whole community.
Whatever do you mean?
We'll get to it. Hi, Susie. Got anything cool going on this weekend?
I'm gonna go celebrate the Super Bowl with some pretty cool people.
Yeah. I don't know if celebrate is the right word for me because I'm probably going to be on like pins and needles the whole time because my team's in it.
Uh-huh.
And I is scared because we shouldn't be in it.
Okay, so because I know that AJ's team is in it, and I'm not a huge football... I watch the Super Bowl. Let's put it that way. That is my football experience.
Well, it's because we have a party every year.
Well, yes, but again, I get to hang out with some cool people and do some awesome things during the Super Bowl. So,
like eat apps all night.
but I'm quite literally sitting on Amazon trying to find my daughter a cute outfit so she could support her uncle's team.
Yeah.
I'm failing epically.
This probably needed to happen like a week and a half ago.
I just remembered about it. Also, I don't feel like they had much a week and a half ago either.
I don't know. I always remember going to Target and seeing that whole aisle full of sports stuff.
Yeah, and I was on Target and they had like nothing. I'm like...
I don't know. I as much as I'm happy they're there, in my brain I'm like, they shouldn't be. Their defense is really, really good. Like, it's really good. Their offense is okay. But the Seahawks defense is really, really good. And their offense is really good. So, I don't think they've been this kind of an underdog since, 2001 when they played the Rams in the Superdome?
I think you're right.
But we're talking about Stranger Things Season 5. That's enough of the Super Bowl.
There's never enough of the Super Bowl.
I mean, if they're losing by like 25 points, it might be by halftime. But then again, they've come back from that before.
1 year
where they came back from 25 points down.
They came back from 25 points down, but there was also 1 year at one of the parties, we finally just turned the TV off. We're like, we're done. This is just awful.
It was bad. I don't remember which one that was. I really don't.
I don't either, but there was one Super Bowl. I don't know if it was one of your Super Bowl parties, but one of the Super Bowl parties I went to, we finally turned it off. We were like, we're done.
Oh. Season 5 concludes the full story arc of Stranger Things. Going into Season 5, and I'll start with Will on this, what were some of your expectations?
Closure.
On what?
Everything.
Susie, what were some of your expectations?
The resolution for Max. And I wanted to see 11 pub stomp Vecna.
See, I'm kind of right there with you with the Max aspect. I for the most part, like I said, we're spoiling everything. I'm kind of surprised she lives. I
But
kind of
I like how they kept her alive.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm still shocked. I do agree with Will. I want a closure on a couple key storylines, like the her and Callie stuff, the obviously the Max stuff. I was really hoping that we were going to get sunshine and rainbows by the end of it, but we'll talk about how it finished and some of the things that happened towards the end. But I was really expecting this huge, drawn out Dragon Ball kind of battle between Vecna and 11 in a way. Like almost the whole episode, they'd be fighting, and they'd cut away and do other stuff, But let's jump. How did you guys feel now that these kids are seniors in high school? How did you feel when they went from kids from season 1 to seniors in season 5? How'd you feel like the character growth through, the whole series and season 5 to begin with? Because they make some serious, they're not kids anymore things, like choices. 11 wants to start making decisions for herself. She wants to stop relying on Hopper, and she's really flourishing as this young adult. But you also know how young adults are, where I'm invincible, can do whatever. I think episodes should have been longer. I do agree with that. The longest episode obviously was the last episode, but I think we could have gotten just a little bit more each episode instead of the 45 minutes, 50 minutes. I felt like they left some stuff on the table. But Susie, how'd you feel like the characters grew from season 1 to season 5?
I honestly, I like their character growth because I think by the time they are seniors in high school, they've been dealing with this for years.
Mm-hmm.
They are ready for it to be over, and they have enacted mission plans. They're working as a team, even though they're kind of separated a little bit. So I love the character growth. The one I hated the most was Dustin's.
Really?
I hated Dustin's. But I think the reason I hate Dustin's is because he loses Eddie in season 1 or in season 4. They're a freshman in high school. We're now in senior year.
Yep.
You haven't dealt with your grief. And that kind of hits in a way that I never really expected. But I also hated that for Dustin. Don't be wrong, the rest of the season, his character growth is absolutely phenomenal. But I think the first episode and a half where we see Dustin, it's not where I would have expected Dustin to be with his grief. if that makes any sense.
No, it 100% does. And you could see it where he doesn't really come out of it
Mhm.
until he's on stage accepting, or not accepting, but the valedictorian speech. That
Actually, I will disagree with that.
really okay.
I will. I think the impact of him almost losing Steve snaps him out of it.
I still think Steve should have died. And it's not because I don't like Steve. I think his character arc right there, he should have, did it.
Okay, not the first time he almost died. The second time, I might agree with you. The first time, no. That was important for Dustin's character arc.
Back to my handy dandy notes. It
Your
looks
handy
like,
dandy notes.
excuse me. 4K in the chat. Episode 6 and 7, one of the episodes that should have been around 80 to 90 minutes long. I do like when series kind of ramp up towards the end. But I don't want an 80 or 90 episode of just for 80 or 90 minutes. I want them to have like the sustenance to fill that. Season 5 at the beginning, they're in junior year since it's November 1987. So the first volume of season 5, their junior year? I must have missed that slightly.
Mm,
Hold on. I'm not putting it past the internet, but
I'm pretty sure it's senior year because it's only a couple months later and they're graduating.
So back to my season 5 stuff. What'd you feel like the pacing? Because 4K brings up that episode 6 and 7 should have been 80 to 90 minutes long. What'd you feel like the pacing was for this season? I kind of got Game of Thrones season, what is it, 8?
8. I think they could have added an extra episode.
I think they
I
took
don't.
their time in the first volume and then sped up the last.
So the pacing for me was good, but my butt is while I agree with 4K that there needed to be more, I don't like episodes that go over an hour because then they're no longer episodes, they're movies. And I'm gonna sit through a movie, make the movie 4 hours long, and I'm gonna sit through the whole thing.
Batman vs Superman or Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna sit through the whole thing, just make it a whole movie, and be done with it. At that point, especially since like growing up as a kid, most movies were 90 minutes long. So I get the gist. I don't agree with extending the time. I think they would have been better off adding an extra episode. Also, it would have been really cool to end off. I personally think they should have ended this season with 11 episodes, but that's because 11.
Yeah, but that's a symbolic thing.
That's a symbolic thing. So
Hawkins is a war zone after the ending of season 4. And we see how the kids, Hopper, Joyce, how they've all adapted to the military being in Hawkins. My favorite part is realizing that Rockin' Robin is doing stuff with the radio to signal everybody else of what's going on. Vecna is pulling the Upside Down and the real world basically in a colliding path with each other. At what point do you guys feel that, or if any, did you think that there was a chance that they were going to end this series with possibly the worlds colliding? Maybe not like total destruction like how Vecna wanted, were you guys at all expecting some sort of collision path? Because that was the whole plan, and up until like the last two episodes, I was getting kind of nervous that they were just gonna goodbye, see you later, kind of thing.
So I want to touch on 4K's comment before I answer your question. So they are in junior year when this takes place, when season 5 takes place. They do an 18-month skip between season 4 and season 5, which lands us in the fall of 87. The kids graduate in the spring of 89. So just to clear up the time, because it's confusing. It is very confusing if you're not paying attention. And I was paying attention, and I still got the ending dates wrong. I had the beginning dates right. I had the ending dates wrong. I had when they graduated wrong. That's
So Hawkins is a war zone. Go from there.
yes.
What are your
So definitely, like, I'm trying to think of how I want to word my question while I adjust my screen, because my device is about to die.
Oh no. Well, don't
so
do that.
If you want to go to Will first.
Well, what are your thoughts of the military taking over Hawkins completely, and the kids and the adults trying to find their way around it?
Kind of wild, but kind of to be expected.
I mean, they're all MacGyvers in a certain way. I enjoyed the fact that, like I mentioned, Robin and Steve were kind of behind letting everybody know what the military was doing. But it just shows how much these kids are resourceful to continue to go into the Upside Down, or Popper as well, to do these basic treks to find Vecna. Everybody's just a badass except the military. Fuck the military.
I think it's important to note that the kids, I wouldn't even call them kids at this point. They're adults. They have been through so much that I don't think it's fair to call them kids. But I think the fact that they had the knowledge, they had the forethought, they had the understanding that the military was not going to help them, and that they had to somehow find a way around the military, that takes a lot of gumption. These kids were very, very brave to do exactly what they did, and to keep hiding it from the authorities.
Well, both the military in Stranger Things season 5 and the military in Welcome to Derry are out for the same thing: to use the entities as a weapon of mass destruction, basically.
If you're going to compare the two, the military in Hawkins was much more successful.
Yes, I would assume so. I still don't understand why, after everything, they just don't execute everybody. That was kind of a why leave everybody alive kind of thing. Like, I get 11 is dead.
So I have questions that I don't think anybody can answer. Because the biggest, and this is why I will agree with 4K's statement about making the episodes longer. I hated that we see the military, we see 11 disappear, but we don't have any resolution about the military. Just all of a sudden, they're gone.
They jump and they're gone.
Fuck? They got away with it.
Like, I would have liked to have seen some interaction with the military, at least a little bit, to kind of just see, them pulling out, them,
trying to rebuild the town,
all of that stuff. I think that would have been interesting, to say the least, because you would have gotten, maybe you would have gotten another perspective.
Yeah. What do you think of Vecna in season 5? You get basically the full background.
So, season 4 Vecna has a little belly pouch. Season 5 Vecna is ripped.
Yeah. Dreaded.
I'm sorry, can I know what the diet plan was? Because I think some of us could use it.
So 4K, basically what I mean, execute everybody, do what they wanted to do in the Simpsons movie. Blow the whole town up.
Great, now I have Spider Pig stuck in my head.
And then you get Tom Hanks standing in front of a canyon and says, well, nothing was here. Come enjoy the new canyon. But yeah, Vecna becomes this huge monster. You get more of the background of him becoming Vecna and him not holding back, I guess. He embraced the hate and the powers and everything, basically. But my biggest flaw with this season, it felt like his fight at the end was a little too fast and too easy. Like, I get 11 is, strong. She's a couple years older from when she started and all that stuff. But the fight's over the minute they walk into that. And then Joyce comes over and, basically not my daughter, you bitch kind of thing. But that was my effing family. And just chops his head off.
See, I disagree.
I didn't like how the ending happened. It felt it was just boom, done.
Well, it's supposed to. Because
and earlier I said I wish it lasted, an episode where they were fighting. She fights.
Yeah, I don't need any Dragon Ball Z. No, thank you. Dragon Ball Z Kai exists for a reason.
It just felt too fast, and that's why I feel like it felt rushed.
See, for me, I don't feel like it felt rushed at all. I actually enjoyed the fight because it was great to see them fight the Mind Flayer and Vecna at the same time.
Yeah, no, I get it was cool. The concept was cool. I just felt like it was too.
Yeah, but how would you have slowed it down?
You just like how you raise the difficulty in video games. The fight just lasts a little longer.
That didn't answer the question. It answered the question, but didn't answer the question.
Raise the stakes. Raise the difficulty.
You want me to take a hostage? He had hostages. Like, he had hostages.
4K. I didn't like the upside down being a wormhole. I would have liked if it was an alternative Earth where a nuclear war happened, like the Soviets and the Americans, and blew everything.
Ooh, that would have been cool. Okay.
Nuclear waste turns people into demos.
Yeah, that actually would have been really cool. I like that.
Sounds
concept.
like Fallout.
No.
I mean,
well, yes,
is
but
Fallout, but I mean,
no. Because what they're saying is that the upside down is if Russia took over.
Oh, I think it's just
and Chernobyl happened, and it just
both countries blew each other to hell. And this is like
just Chernobyl. Just let them just not do anything about Chernobyl, and you'll be fine.
So Vecna's dead. Joyce gets the final couple blows.
I actually wanted to bring up an interesting point about the upside down.
Okay.
So in all of our experiences about the upside down, they've walked through a hole and been on the floor. So floor, walk through hole. Okay. Season 4, we go through ceiling.
Yeah, that was weird.
But this is the only part of the upside down where that occurred. Like, what? that makes no sense why all of a sudden just one area is actually, you know, real world here, upside down here. Like, like I was thinking about it earlier this week when I was like prepping my brain for the podcast, and I was like, is that the only scene that happens? Like, that makes, what's the
No.
other scene?
When she's falling from the sky and gets
that's
sucked
how
back
they
up.
when they in season 4 when they're going to go and actually deal with Vecna, Eddie's house, the rift is in his roof.
That's the scene I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the in season 5 Demo coming out of ceiling to get Holly. Because Demo came out of ceiling to get Holly.
Yeah, but that makes sense. He's going through the freaking ground. Like, that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is roof of camper. Like, but in all
it's a wormhole. Physics don't make sense. Physics no exist in wormhole.
We need
I understand that, but if the concept is that the upside down is sitting underneath or on top of Hawkins, then whether the wormholes make sense, like, there has to be some consistency.
Well, before we knew it was a wormhole, I would say your argument made entire sense. What the fuck? How is it there? Upside down is supposed to be there. How is it there?
Yeah, I know, but my arguments, to me, my argument still makes sense, because even with the wormhole theory, they're going to Holly's ceiling, digging in through Holly's ceiling, right there, dropping to the ground. Like, they're sitting on top, like, they're going, like, it makes sense. But, like, it's stupid. I know. But wormholes don't need to make sense, but at the same time, consistency.
So
there was no consistency.
Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Vecna's dead. We find out that Callie and 11 have made this pact where the military is going to keep coming after them until they're dead. So the plan, they make this pact where they're both going to stay behind. And
No. Callie makes the pact.
And 11 agreed. I think 11 agreed with it. She just didn't want Hopper to worry about it. So that's why she went along with when Hopper told her, "You're coming back."
Yeah, I know. And everything that I saw in season 5, and this is all open to interpretation because it depends on how you view it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see her agree with Callie at all. But then again, I was also the one sitting on the couch looking at the TV going, "Get away from her. She's bad news. What are you doing?"
It's more like she actually, in all honesty, it's she wasn't decided one way or the other. Like you actually listen to the conversations stations. She wasn't decided either way. She agreed with both sides of the coin.
Yeah, she was very much conflicted. I don't think it was until they saw the military on the other side surround that she made the decision to stay behind.
And there we go. Stays behind. And Will with the yep, there, thank you. And basically her dying. Well, we got nothing left. Military leaves. Mike's completely distraught. The whole Losers Club loses,
and the Upside Down is gone, so no one will believe anything.
Yep. It got blown to bits. If that was the ending, from that we cut right to graduation, the town's basically back to normal. Would you have been happy, or did you like the fact that they added that D&D ending where Mike still, in a way, hopes that she's alive?
I think they needed to bring it full circle. This all started with the D&D campaign and needed to end with the D&D campaign. I think they just needed to bring it full circle.
But with that
It was
being full circle, did you like the theory that Mike brings up that he might still be alive? Or do you think that's
I
him just trying to convince himself and save himself from heartache?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Because he understands why she did it. He doesn't agree with it, believes that there was another path, but he understands why. And so I think he makes this story to kind of ease everyone's hearts because they don't like that 11's gone. But I like the biggest thing that I like is that we get snippets of their future.
Mhm.
And I think that was crucial to a lot of us who grew up with these characters. Like we've watched these characters grow up, so I think being able to see, glimpses of their future, even if it's just a story, was great.
Booker loves a good epilogue.
The nerd likes a good the nerd likes a good epilogue.
This is for you.
Do you believe Mike?
No.
What do you think is actually plausible? Do you think she's dead, or do you think she might have actually escaped? I think it's him trying to convince himself that she's still alive. I'm sorry, Will. Go ahead.
I feel like here's my thing. I feel like if it didn't happen, they wouldn't have gone through all the lengths to showing it happen as he's telling it. A lot of times when they want it to be open for like real actual interpretation, they won't show what is being described as went down as vividly as they did. Like they showed like Callie doing the illusion, 11 ducking out and everything. I feel like a relative amount of cinema, I will say, when they want things up to interpretation, like they would have shown like 11 like walking in that field at the end, but they wouldn't have shown all of that very precise detail.
Yeah, but it's a D&D campaign and he's the dungeon master. He's supposed to give that kind of detail.
Correct, but they would have instead of I'm talking about from a videographer scenario. I do not think they would have shown us. They would have had Mike tell it as vividly as he did, but all we would have seen is like Mike and then panning to their faces and everything, and then like at the end, then showed 11 walking at the thing. I don't think they would have shown very vividly what occurred.
I disagree.
I mean, I could see both arguments, but I still kind of revert back to.
I disagree because I feel like the director of the show, I feel like they wanted the visualization for the people. So we're seeing what Mike sees in his head. So I feel like they would have done it that vividly because this is what he sees. This is what he's imagining as actually happened. So
true. I just know, like, I get what you're saying, but on the flip side, I am too used to like all of my different medias that do this exact kind of plot point are way more vague about survivability. Like a lot of times it would be like, oh, you see like a silhouette of the character in the background, be like, oh my god, is that them? Stuff like that, rather than showing very down to very key detail an escape plan.
I think the difference here is a lot of the stories that we see that do this don't have a storyteller. And I think that's the key difference, because in different shows that I've seen that have done this, they've done exactly what happened with Mike. And it's been, this is what I imagine would happen. So I see where you're coming from, but I feel like it could go either direction. I feel like they did
Oh, it
actually
could.
leave this very open-ended. Especially since she found waterfalls, but she only found 2.
Conformity gate's not real, bitches. Deal with it.
All right, well, go into that. I know you've been patiently waiting for that. Please, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Oh my
The
god,
floor is
so
lava.
many people are so pissed about this fucking finale that people got the fucking disillusionment that there was a 9th episode.
Technically, there was, but it wasn't.
No, they did, and I mean, we knew that they were doing this when the season first was. I think when the part 2 was coming out,
Yeah,
that after
behind the scenes.
all of it, they were going to do a making of season 5.
Yeah.
Which is how we learn a while season 5 has a lot of issues. Because they went in without a fucking script.
They had a script. They didn't have a script for the end.
No. The Duffer Brothers said they basically had no idea what the fuck they were doing with this season. If I understand what that little bit I saw, I was like, oh, you guys had no idea what you wanted to do.
They had a script for the beginning. They didn't know how they wanted it to, like, they do the ending, but they hadn't written the ending.
Yeah, I took it as
So-
they were just doing it how they, thought of it as on at the moment, basically.
Yeah, so a lot of it was they wanted to see where the characters progressed. They wanted to get the actors' input. So yes, they walked in there. They had a script for the first couple of episodes or something like that, because they did do table reads for those episodes, but they didn't have all the episodes planned out, which unfortunately for a TV show, I regret to inform people, happens more often than anybody wants to admit.
They won it pretty hard. A lot of people were upset of oh my god, how were they in the abyss and nothing else was around? And they're like, well, we use Demogorgons a lot.
I actually like the fact that the Demogorgons weren't in the abyss, so everyone can bite me.
But it's one of those things so back to conformity again, and then I'll talk about this. So literally, I'm at work the day this is supposed to happen, and my entire work's like, "Are you guys ready for conformity gate? You guys ready for the next episode?" Guys, there ain't another episode happening. No, Will, but look at all the clues. I'm like, I know your clues are valid. There's not a 9th episode. And I hope you know when there is no 9th episode happening, I'm gonna laugh at y'all.
Yeah.
No 9th episode came.
Dude, he came
I
upstairs.
proceeded to laugh at everyone at work the next day. It was hilarious.
So the day that Conformity Gate was supposed to release, Will comes upstairs at 8 o'clock. He's like, I'm giving it till 8:30. I'm giving it till 8:30 before I
Oh no, I had already texted Casey and maniacally laughed at her. And she's like, it's supposed to be 8:30. And I'm like, fine.
So he walks back upstairs at 9 o'clock, and he's like,
to which I then send my sister a voice message. I think I sent her this. I know I recorded it. I went,
I mean, would I have loved another episode, even if it was a shorter one, just to show life afterwards? Yes. It was funny, Will trolling everybody.
I think people just couldn't cope with the fact of because one of the big things they said, one of the big reasons why they were able to win so easily was because Vecna was caught off guard. I am too used to media with hyper intelligent villains who fall for the you're all too stupid. There's no way you're gonna be able to do anything about what I'm doing.
You just make it sound like a villain.
Turns
of the week
around,
episode.
they literally have a knife through his chest. Ah, shit.
I've been impaled. Oh look,
Yeah,
it's
Basically, what happened?
I
Is-
will agree that Vecna got way too cocky for his britches.
Like, even after Will, like, bodied his Demogorgons, he's like, you're my bitch still. And it's like, nah,
So
dumbass.
the season 5 land. Is season 5 a good season and a good final season? I say it's about half and half. There's some
I
good
was-
parts, there's some mid parts, and there's a couple bad parts.
I very much enjoyed this season, but I'm not gonna just ignore that there were significant problems with the last 2 episodes.
I mean, just the last 2 episodes alone, it felt like the pacing was really off.
That's my big problem. I think certain things needed to be extended. Honestly, I think the finale should have just been a full feature-length movie. I mean, it basically was, but I think
It was a 2-hour episode.
more so. I think it needed, like, most movies go for about 2.5 hours now, at least,
Yeah.
unless it's a kids movie. I think you needed to do that. I think it needed to at least be 2.5 hours, because I think they could have made. I think they got off, like, the fighting Vecna part seemed fine. It's a psychic battle basically between 11 and those kind of fights. I've noticed any type of psychic power battle is relatively fast paced, because it's either one just overpowers the other pretty quickly, and then because mental battle is mental battle. I think they got off too easy fighting a giant fucking monster, and just like 5 of them just being like, yeah, step. Oh yeah, I did it.
Hey, can I get a
I
gun?
think the Mind Flayer fight should have been more, because it should have been hard. That should have been the hard part of the fight, was stalling that thing enough for them to get in.
Yep.
That fight wasn't hard. Did
It
you
was
see
not.
Mike's weapon? It was a freaking flare gun.
Exactly. And it was like 2 seconds. They blah 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 dead.
I always feel like you guys watch something completely different than I do, because that was not 2 seconds.
It felt like
I
it.
like blinked, and they had pretty good control over the Mind Flayer.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it didn't help that he was also being fought from the in the inside. So
Yeah, I think it should have been like a little bit more of a fight to get 11 in, because 11 got in my opinion. Like, it makes sense. 11's very powerful and stuff like that, but I feel like they should have had like the Mind Flayer fight go on a little bit longer, and then like throw the
Devil's advocate-
Molotov. It opens the hole. She uses her psychic powers, rip it open more, jump in.
actually, I'm going to disagree with your whole sentence there. I think her getting in was perfectly fine. I think they should have taken the Vecna and 11 fight outside of the Mind Flayer.
Oh, outside of the base?
Yep.
I don't know. I didn't mind it being
Maybe.
in there. I do agree with Will. It's like the before boss was harder than the actual boss. But yeah, like I said,
But it
the
made
whole
sense,
series is
too,
good.
'cause they were linked, so as Vecna was taking damage, the Mind Flayer was taking damage. It's like the Scholar's ult in Night Rain.
Mm-hmm. It's the only reason why, like, yes, your points are valid, but I'll sit here and disagree with them, because they are psychically linked, Vecna and the Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
So while the Mind Flayer is taking damage, so is Vecna. While Vecna's taking damage, the Mind Flayer is taking damage.
But that's why I think that's why I thought the way to do it was to extend the effort needed to get 11 inside.
I see the effort to get 11 inside didn't bother me. What bothered me was they were fighting inside with all the hostages.
A lot of hostages.
That's what bothered me. There's 12 kids in there. Get your booty holes out the door. Take the fight away from the hostages.
Well, Vecna wasn't going to do that. Vecna need to be there so he can beat one. So once he kills 11, he can just rehook up.
Yeah.
Right.
But like I said, there were a lot of good parts. There were some okay parts, and there were some bad parts. overall the pacing in season 5, that the volume 2 of season 5, what is it, the last 2 episodes were off for, like I mentioned. It's still overall a great series to watch, just like Game of Thrones. Their last season sucked. Still a really good series to watch.
Just skip the last like 2 episodes of Game of Thrones for season 8. You'll be fine.
But I got nothing else. What do you guys got?
Tulips.
Well, at least we have still more Stranger Things because we're getting that animated series.
When does that come out?
think
March.
Yeah, it's like this year.
Oh,
It's
wow.
this year. It's like March. I think it's like March or May. It's coming up soon.
Yeah, but we all got to prep. One Piece season 2 is soon, guys.
Okay, you've got to prep. I'm gonna watch it at my leisurely pace.
I still have to watch Fallout.
I have to finish Fallout.
I don't know if I'll watch Fallout.
4K says it comes out in April.
Okay.
I don't know. That Demogorgon like thing in the trailer looks bonky as hell.
I don't know. I like the way Hopper looks in the animation, so
Yeah.
But
it's gonna be weird listening to them with a different voice cast because like all of them are different.
Mhm.
Dude, I'm still like that with Kevin Conroy. I'm watching Batman. If it's not Kevin Conroy, it's weird. But I got nothing. You guys, I'll see you Sunday.
Yeah.
Can't wait to have your mac and cheese bites, buffalo chicken bites.
I was gonna say I'm not making mac and cheese bites.
We have our own goodies that we're bringing.
I saw.
Stay safe, everybody, if you're going to indulge. Hit that like button, subscribe. 4K, thanks for being in the chat this whole time. Really appreciate it. You guys are great.
Well, boy.
Bye, everybody. And 4K says he likes Will's voice actor. Hey, Will, you sound great.
Wait,
Bye,
what are we
everybody.
doing next week?
Huh?
What are you doing next week?
Undecided. Stay close to our socials.
Yeah, we'll announce it.
Yeah. Because I don't have it in front of me to look. So bye, everybody.
Well, shit.